with Academy Snowboards here, right from my garage. I'm going to be reviewing the Team Series today. This is our comfort all-around freeride board. It's directional, it's still twin, and it's got early rise nose and tail and micro camber. So the micro camber will be in between the feet here. The early rise nose and tail is going to start right after the inserts, and it's featuring rocker. So it's going to be for anybody who's trying to go from a rocker snowboard, maybe intro to camber, but they are too, they don't want to go to camber quite yet. This is a really good board to kind of bridge in between. It's good for park, it's good for POW. The early rise nose and tail is really good for powder, and then having the micro camber just makes it an all-around great snowboard because camber is the only way to go, in my opinion. Starting with what the top sheet is, I like to call this a mature top sheet. It's got a wood grain with the gray. I just really like how it looks. It's extremely basic and it looks great. The base is black, but it can also be gray depending on the size, and then everything will interchange as well. Extremely low profile snowboard, very mature looking. This board is ultralight core. We make them at Never Summer in Denver, Colorado. Extremely good materials, nothing that's gonna break or crack on you. And that's why we call it the ultralight core. It's very light, it's very durable. It's gonna last all season. This has a carbon Vtec in the snowboard. So basically we have carbon stringers up the snowboard to keep the shape. The early rise nose and tail and rocker is gonna be, it's a little less durable up front, so we put those carbon sheets in there to keep everything together all throughout the year. It's got a Vario power grip side cut. If you look down the board, all the way down the side, you'll see that little bit of angle, and you'll see there's 5 different contact points in the snowboard. It's gonna keep you on the ground. It's gonna have a lot more surface area. You're not gonna be bouncing around or chattering while you're making turns at high or low speed. We have a polythermal top sheet on this snowboard. Just very strong top sheet. It's not going to crack, it's not going to de-lam on you. There's not going to be any of those little spider cracks throughout the year from when you're going deep or buttering or using the flex of the snowboard to the maximum capacity. The polythermal top sheet is just extremely strong, and that's just what we make and use at Never Summer. It features Bi-Lite Fiberglass. It's a very strong piece of fiberglass for the snowboard. It's not going to break, it's not going to crack. Sintered P-Tex sidewalls again, all of our boards use it. It's just another word for saying it's very functional. It's going to be able to flex, and it's going to go back to the shape it needs to be. It's not going to crack, it's not going to break. We use the featherweight dampening system in this snowboard as well. Basically what that means is we have rubber all around the edges of the snowboard and underneath your feet, and it's going to keep from chattering. It's just stronger, and you'll like the snowboard at high speed. You're not going to notice that the board kind of dances underneath your feet. The base is a sintered base. Sintered bases just maintain wax better. You have better speed, and they're just not going to get dry on you faster. You can ride the board longer without waxing it, and you're always going to have your speed for jumps or that power line or whatever you need. Full wrap metal edges on this snowboard. There's no parts of the edges that are kind of prone for coming out. The edges are extremely strong, and they go all the way around the snowboard to prevent any releases, and they're going to stay like that all year long. This board has a setback stance, so wherever you put your feet in the bindings, you're going to have a little bit longer of a nose and a tail. It's going to be really good for powder, but you could still ride it switch. It's not something that makes it impossible to ride switch. This board comes in a 149, a 152, a 156, a 159, a 157, and a 160 mid-wide. So the 157 and the 160 could be for somebody who has a little bit bigger of a foot, a size large binding or a size 10.5 foot, won't experience any toe drag or heel drag. And we like to make the mid-wide for anybody who's just got a little bit bigger of a foot. This board retails for $459. We'd like to keep our snowboards under $500. The board features a 2-year warranty from the Never Summer factory in Denver, Colorado. We have a less than 1% warranty return rate. The snowboards are extremely strong. We don't have any customers who need to return our snowboards. The Academy Team Series. Good snowboard for anybody who's trying to go from a full rocker snowboard into a camber snowboard. It's a great intro to camber with a rocker in the nose and tail and camber in between the feet.